What it do? It is Talk Shit or Get Off the Pod, episode 103. Come see me. It is your boy and group show. If you're listening to Shoots. And who am I with? As always, Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Welcome, motherfuckers.
What's up, man? How are you? Dude, I'm one of these days, I thought about it earlier today. I'm just going to steal the intro from you. Right before you start, I'm going to just do it all. But I was literally going to be like, hey,
that's how people get shot, bro.
What it do? It's your boy Evgeny talking to you live, coming live with talk of say words or get off poop pot. I am here with my main MC.
I was just watching
Sergey. Hey, what it do, comrade fucker?
So you think Evgeny's still alive?
What, you mean Prigozhin?
Prigozhin?
That there's like multiple Prigozhin? Yeah, I mean, we need to bring that abbreviation like out. If he is dead, it may be controversial. Not really shout out Prigozhin because you're like a monster, but shout out Prigozhin because like you died in a plane crash supposedly, and nobody knows if that's true or not because there's like hundreds of people who've changed their name to your name to like throw people off of scent trails and shit. That's wild. That's like,
and he has like a whole plan of like, he's like, if they take me off the board, you guys know what to do.
And this is what Prigozhin is more of a Bond villain. He's like top 4, top 5 actual real life Bond villains because Putin, not really. Putin's not a Bond villain.
Soleimani.
Yeah, but Prigozhin's like, he's got some crazy army. They have some big like fancy schmancy bougie ass like office building where they do admin work, and he has an army that goes through and just does. I mean, I'm not trying to make light of it. They do some fucked up shit around the world, and then they like confiscate people's like gold and like battery rocks they dig out of the ground, and they're like, this is my mine now. And then he has like, but he has the backing of our government. He is like honestly a Bond villain. Like, so now we don't know if he's dead
remember, he has the Internet Research Agency, which is just a building full of internet trolls that hacked the United States election, and Hillary Clinton's emails.
Yeah, all sorts of wild shit, just jacking people's shit. It's crazy.
So he's got a cyber army. He's got a real army, like going out and getting gold, like old school shit in Africa.
Not
like Three Kings, like Ice Cube type shit.
And I'm not trying to like make light of any of the things he does because he's a piece of shit. But
war criminal, complete.
Yeah, But what I'm saying, he's like one of the closest things to like a Bond villain that we've ever seen. Because now we don't know if he's alive or dead. Because there's, but I think
Russia says they got the body. Yeah, I think he is too.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is too. But there's still people running around with that name, pretending like they might be him to throw people off scent trails. He's got like African armies, piles of gold, a warehouse full of internet trolls who like rig like Facebook tests, so he's always Slytherin, and the closest person he's to is like Malfoy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's on some next level shit, or was, and it's like
very underrated. He was very underrated for his time.
His time on the world stage was limited.
His big move
cooked his way to the top.
He should have took Moscow, dude. Because if you come for the king, that is a death sentence if you don't succeed. So if you stop, like you're going to die. Like, why are you stopping? Because you're gonna die. Well, you're gonna die if you stop. So you got to go for it. You have to. If you're gonna take that swing, you have to know going in, it's all in. And that was his biggest fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, based off of just like actual logic, Goliath probably beat the shit out of David, and the Bible story is like a lie about motivation.
But the Bible's never lied about anything.
But in that same story, it's not like David walked out there and was like, I might fight this giant man. Nah, he was like, I gotta throw rocks at this motherfucker to try to win. If I'm gonna win this fight, I'm throwing rocks, dog. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm fighting dirty as shit.
Right. And as soon as you took out like a bunch of Russian helicopters in Russia, and like fixed aircraft, then I think that's like you've crossed the line, and now you have to take out Putin,
Bro,
or you're gonna be in a private jet 2 months later.
I just had this like weird mashup in my head, and it's like Edgar Jesus. So it's like one of those guys who's got like the little chili bowl haircut, but he's like just fighting people, and he's sorry, I don't know why that popped in my head.
Smoke more weed.
I should, but do you know what the Edgar haircut is? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Bro, you had to have seen it. They're huge in Texas. They're everywhere. It's this little like chili bowl, and it's like purposely clipped across the front. It's super trippy, bro.
Is it like that's supposed to be in style now
Yeah, and with the
for
Latin
like white guys?
with the Latinx
Oh,
crowd.
the Latinx.
No, if you were a white guy trying to be in Latinx, maybe. Sorry, I don't know why.
Well,
I'm saying,
Latinx
I
is
don't
a
know
broad term,
why am I
and
saying
I don't think
Latinx?
people who are Latinx use the term Latinx.
Yeah, I don't know who.
That's a
Anyone
that's
who
a
does.
white construct.
Really? Yeah, I thought
Yes.
so. No, I'm just playing. I've never even like said that. I don't know why I said it in the first place. But
We here do not support Latinx. Oh no, I'm just kidding. We do
oh
support.
Jesus, I don't know about that. Careful, man.
No,
I
just
don't.
the
You're,
term,
like,
the
you're just
term.
like, what am I saying? What am I
No.
saying? I'm just sick. No. I don't know why, but I just thought of some
Okay.
Edgar Jesus. Yo, can my cuz? That's what they say. Instead of saying cuz, they say cuh. I'm not even
Yeah.
playing. It makes no sense.
All right, Cup.
I'm
City
Jesus.
boys
Cuh.
up.
What's up, cuz? I'm Jesus, dog.
On God, Cup.
On God, for real, no cap, dog.
On Jesus, Cup. With my Edgar.
Yeah.
With my Edgar leaning like a chola.
Dude, you need to just Google it. Just Google Edgar haircut, and you'll be like, "What is that?" And
I might get one.
I've seen like packs of 8 where they all have
I
the
might
same
start the
haircut.
wave out here,
That might be. It's almost like a relaxed Pauly D blowout haircut.
Or is it sounds like it's like the Caesar haircut that like Clooney used to rock in the 90s.
No, because Clooney's was more like even. This is like you just gotta Google it, man.
Okay, I'll Google it. I'll Google
It's
it.
a vibe. It's a vibe.
I'm trying
Or it
to
could just
host
be a
a show
Texas
right
thing.
now.
Sorry, I don't know how. I'm sorry. We were
Therapy
talking about
questions.
we were talking about David and Goliath, and I started thinking about Edgar haircuts.
Therapy question number 1.
Okay.
What's your favorite word in the English language?
Ooh. Okay. So this is tough. There's some good ones. Really good ones.
Yeah.
Favorite curse word?
No, just word.
Well, one of them. What if it's a curse word?
Well, that's fine.
Because I mean, I really like the word shit, and I really like the word bitch. It's just like expletives, or like fuck, Like I like those two more than like the F word. Or saying
Okay.
like, yeah, right. And I don't like saying damn. It's just like kind of.
All right, but we're not talking about curse words. We're talking about any fucking word.
I don't know. I don't know if I have one. There's too many.
Oh my god.
It'd probably be a word in like Spanish. I love
No, it says English language.
That's what I'm saying. There's too many good ones. What's yours?
Money.
Stupid. See, you would have me like, because
Done.
I take it serious. So I'm like, what
I
would
do
my
too.
favorite? What would
I
my
thought about
favorite-
it for a long time. I put the question in here. Now on question 3, I haven't thought about it for a long time. So let's not get into that yet.
It'd be a long word for sure. Like I like the word personification. I like really long, like 3 to 4
Oh,
syllable
I did have
words.
another one. Hold on, see if I can find it. Oh yeah. Calipagian. Calipagian. Callipygian. Calipagian.
Okay.
It means booty. Calipagian.
See, that's a good word, but that's like, how often are you using that?
Every time.
Every time. You're ridiculous. Words and conversations. I like to use the word myriad or myriad, however you want to pronounce it. For like, I like using
For a myriad of reasons.
yeah, or array. I like saying that too, being like an array of
That's
different.
annoying as fuck.
Nah, if you use it properly placed, it's nice.
No, it just sounds like that you're just. It's like it's people just putting dumb adjectives on. It's like strongly,
No,
bigly,
no, it's just using another word to say a lot. It's just
plethora.
yeah, plethora would be fine. That's kind of cheesy.
I have an array of plethoras that I use in a myriad of ways.
Sporadically.
As I look at myself in the mirror and ask myself why.
Why? Why do I do this? Why do I know so many words? It's like I have
so
I have a catalog of words I could choose from.
Hang,
Hey, but you like Calipagian.
Calipagian, booty, or money.
Yeah, see, I saw money coming though. Or maybe like cash.
I always see it coming, baby.
Yeah, I'm
Hang.
sure you do.
You know what I'm saying? That shit. Woo!
Stupid.
Woo!
Like,
Not a financial advisor.
you're like an old wino outside of a fucking 7-Eleven. Oh yeah, man. Hope you got it. Hope you have a good day. It's always a good day when you're making money. Woo! You're like, yep, that's Hank. That's Hank. He's here every day, all day.
Now drop that Calipagian.
Yeah, yeah.
There's question number two.
You want to know a word? Calipagian. You know what that means? Booty. Ah. My favorite word is money.
I
You
put the
got
Cali
me.
in Calipagian. You know what I'm saying?
You got me? Yeah, here's some change, man. Quit talking to me about it.
See, I told you I'm getting to the money.
I don't want to see your Calipagian. Here's $20.
Hey, too late. Can't afford pants.
True. That is true.
Okay.
If you're going to be a wino, go all out.
Facts. You can't just be part-time wino. You know?
Well, you
There ain't
can.
There's no such thing as a part-time hoe. You know?
Did you see that video? Okay, sidebar. There was this teacher who was at like the first day of school, and she blew.
No such thing as halfway crooks.
She blew like a 2.8 or something fucking crazy, and she was some kindergarten teacher, some old lady with like a bob cut, and was drinking like rum and coke.
Was it an egger? Was she rocking an egger?
Kinda. It was a Karen Edgar. Maybe that's the Bob. But she was like sloshed. And the cop, literally, they're sitting there. They give her a breathalyzer. She bombs. Seriously, like 2.8 or something insane.
0.28, you mean?
Yeah, 0.28. Where they're like, he's like, what? How are you conscious right now? And she's like, I haven't been drinking at all. And he's like, I think this woman's a functioning alcoholic. And she's like, and they're like, is there booze in the cup? She's like, absolutely not. And totally is booze in the cup, dude.
Well, you know, you have to commit to the lie, you know, if you're her.
That's next level, though.
I mean, what are you going to do?
I mean, and yeah, well, I mean, not drink before you go to school on the first day of school. Like you're that bummed out. You're that bummed out that summer's over. That you're.
So, that was like actually just happened.
Yeah, it was. It's like on this cop's body cam. So they're sitting there, and this cop's sitting. He's like, I think she's a functioning alcoholic. I have no explanation.
That's like when they called us back in from work from home first day in the office. I was like pretty drunk.
Really?
You know, I just couldn't make the transition that quick. You know. But
I need more time.
I was like, I know. So I was crushing it. I was at 20% growth rates in my sales in the pandemic, just crushing it, drunk from home. You know, don't listen to this, future employers.
Slamming deals down.
I don't drink anymore. Don't worry about it.
That's true. That is true.
All right. Therapy question number 2.
Hence the halo.
Yeah. If a cyclops closes its eye, is it a wink or is it a blink?
It's kind of dumb, but I did think about it anyways. I think it's all in the body language.
It's all in the meaning.
Yeah, I think it's like in the context of the conversation.
It's the thought that counts.
Well, because if he's like,
but it's whatever he meant, or she,
yeah,
or they.
Cyclopsis.
Cyclopi.
Cy- is that what is it?
Cyclopi.
Cyclopses,
Cyclopi. That would
cyclopses.
make sense. That would make sense
Yeah,
because of the
cyclopses,
eye. No,
cyclops.
Cyclopi.
Yeah,
Cyclopi.
that makes sense. Okay. No, I mean I
Cyc-
think it's all in the body language. There's a little lean, a little shrug with the blink. Like I think they have to be more exaggerated. So I think a cyclopi would be really bad at winking. I also don't feel like they take sarcasm very well.
It would
Just
be
it's
like
like a hunch. I don't see them taking sarcasm well. For some reason, I just don't see them being
the Cyclop community.
yeah, the Cyclop community. I don't think
They're gonna
appreciate.
come after us,
I
bro.
think they're very literal. They're very literal.
They're gonna give us a
people.
mean stare.
Yeah. Oh, they're known for their stare downs. That's one of the first signs. Like it's like a bear. Like don't move.
Dude, like,
Or if you're gonna
worse?
move, like zigzag and make them see two of you.
What's crazier, the Swifties or the Cyclops community?
That would be a battle that would transcend time and space. That would be epic. Because I mean, obviously the Cyclops,
The Cyclopes, the Cycloptids,
the Cycloptids live live on an island.
No, the Cyclopti.
I think they're reclusive. I don't think they interact with outside community.
Are you painting with the like? Are you generalizing here?
No, I'm
with too broad of a brush.
No, I don't think so. I think that based off of
the research you've done in the Cyclops community.
Yeah, absolutely. The time I've spent
with the Clopses.
I have a second cousin. He's half Cyclope, so I know what I'm talking about.
Cycloptic.
We used to hang out at my Cycloptic second aunt's house all the time. So I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm immersed in the culture.
Well, did she like to blink or did she like to wink?
It was all in the context.
Was it Blink Gang? Was it Blink Gang? Oh, she was winking a lot.
Yeah.
Because she was a loose woman.
Jesus. I'm glad there's not a Cyclops community. Watch, there is, and
Of course there is.
There's got to be some furry Cyclops community.
Do people who wear patches identify as Cyclops? We could be out like pirates could be out for us at this point.
That's true. They're talking shit.
Are you scared?
They're talking shit. It's just everybody with one eye is after us. It's just like a
great dudes with monocles.
Well, we would just have to both run in opposite directions, and we'd split.
Dr. Presley, our principal.
We'd split the group. If we ran in opposite directions, half of them would follow this one, the other half would follow that one. And we were right next to each other.
Because they only have one eye.
Yeah. But no, I think it'd be all in the body language and context of the conversation.
Versus the wink or the blink.
Yeah, wink or blink, because they're gonna have to blink. I mean, they're involuntarily gonna shut that big eye, and that's gonna happen.
Why does it have to be big? Why can't it just be normal?
Then that would be weird. I feel like it has to be bigger to make up for the fact. If you're gonna have
the size of two eyes.
Yeah, like to see the full range, because that's what we have. We have the view.
The full range.
Yeah, you can't just. That would be shitty. I'd feel bad. Then I think the approach. I think that if they had a small, regular-sized eye, then they'd be reclusive, strictly out of safety concerns.
You said that they were.
Well, I'm talking about big-eyed Cyclop. Big-eyed Cyclop are brash, literal people who don't like.
Sarcasm. Are you allowed to call them that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, if I wind up on an island on some fucking Homer long,
I'll come get you.
Homer long epic. I know I just need to poke it in the eye and I'll be fine, and get the fuck away.
That's true.
Yeah, that's it. I think there's a blueprint's been laid out on how to take these fuckers out, and it's been around for thousands of years. We don't even know fully what was going on at that time period.
But we know what to do about it.
Yeah, but we know what to do. Shout out Homer. Shout out Odysseus. Shout out that. Shout out the gang.
Shout out his dog Argus.
Yeah.
Recognized him when he got back.
Let's go.
Yeah, you already know.
Because when you're in the pack, it's for life.
Hey. Therapy question number 3. Your mom and your girlfriend are trapped in each other's body. To make things right again, you have to fuck one of them. Who do you choose?
I think you've done this one before.
No, I have not.
What was the other one that you did like this? A couple weeks ago, you had one that was like, oh, you
It's like
got
a goat. A goat. It was like if you had fucked a goat, if everybody would know, but nobody. That was different.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you do it. I mean, because they're gonna be like, "Hey,
No, what do you mean do it? You have to pick which one.
I mean,
Your girlfriend, but it's your mom, or your mom, but it's your girlfriend.
I would sit them both down and be like, look, y'all are swapped. This is some Freaky Friday shit.
Right,
I gotta fuck one of you.
right.
Raise your hand. Because you gotta fix it. I can't leave them trapped.
I don't know, dude. The answer is both.
Yeah, I don't think you. I think you can't leave them trapped. You
No,
gotta.
the answer is uh, this is hard, but the girlfriend body,
With the
so you
mom
don't
and
have
the
to.
mind. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you let your mom's mind be traumatized, so you're not traumatized though.
But what if that takes a weird turn and then it's like, that's
It's already
the mom's
weird,
like, oh, yeah. Well, I'm saying I think it's a community thing. Look, or this is my plan. What do you think? I think you have to have that's a because they're gonna be trapped and they're gonna be like, how do I get out of this? And there might be some like, look, I think I think I got the answer.
Oh man,
I think I got.
I don't know why I put this in here.
Yeah, see, this is a weird.
I don't know why I do this to ourselves.
Yeah, why you do it to yourself? And
I know,
and then I'm
because
like,
because like I don't want to like censor us for because it makes me feel more comfortable not putting in
well, I'm not saying
uncomfortable
that
questions.
you need to, but what I am saying is sometimes
I
you
came
put them
across,
in, and I'm always like, dude, what the fuck is this? So it's never like a yeah. I'm like, what?
all
No,
right, all
man.
right, all right, all right. Sorry, y'all, but now you have to think about that, audience. Think about it. Final therapy question. Therapy question number 4.
Don't think about it.
Therapy question number 4. Is it a brain transplant or is it a body transplant?
Well, it would be a body transplant because if you're
That's what I
taking,
think.
yeah, because if I'm taking, unless there's something that's missing and like the consciousness and the soul stays. But no, if you have like a brain suspended in time and you put it in another body, that brain is still gonna be like the brain of whatever it was before.
Of the new body.
Yeah, so it would just be the body would be the new host to the brain.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And we're just using our bodies anyway. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, like we're just using our bodies anyways, like as a vessel to like fuck and like and like kill, you know.
Jesus Christ.
That's how spiritual I get. I got the halo. I got the halo.
We were just talking about this like 25 seconds ago. No, yeah, it's definitely it's like a brain transplant. If you're it's a body transplant because unless you're I guess it would be the purpose too. If you're like we gotta save this brain.
Well, no, because like I guess there's
Versus
just this
like this body's so perfect we gotta put a fucking brain in it. That's
right,
weird.
well, no, there's no such thing as a brain transplant.
Yet.
No, I'm just saying.
Some people say that the guy who's going to
It's not a brain transplant.
That the guy who's gonna do the first brain transplant's already been born.
The fuck up.
Some people say that.
I know. I'm just
It's
saying.
true.
It
It's
is
them.
a body transplant.
They
It's a
say
body-
that.
No, I'm saying that it cannot exist because it is a body transplant every time.
That's still my favorite shit. Okay, if you didn't hear it or you're new to the show, I've always said that there's something stupid as fuck about people that always say like, well, the first person that's gonna build a flying car has already been born. Like when they say goof, because there's like, who's
Like the first person that's gonna walk on Mars.
yeah, that's first person that's gonna live on Mars. Or the first person
is already the first person who's going to live to 150 is already alive.
The first woman that's going to give birth
These are all facts, by the way. These are all facts.
To a Mars baby has already been born. The first
God
person to
damn it.
fucking alien has already been born.
And then it's like Nat Hackett is like for some reason who's saying it.
But what I don't get about it is like who are these people that are determining that this is like this person's already around. I don't understand.
It's just a fact.
It just doesn't make sense. It's just
The next LeBron James has already been born.
no.
Facts. Yes.
You can't.
LeBron James Jr. Duh.
No, because he's not LeBron. Well, that's Bronny. He's got his own nickname. What are you doing? Stop. Stop moving like that. What is that?
That's my I told you so dance.
Yeah, yeah. Brain
Body
transplant. What
no,
if
body transplant?
What if Oh, that would be weird though if they moved your brain into another body and you woke up.
That's what they're doing.
And you're like, I'm Asian. You're like, holy
Yeah.
shit! Like what?
That's what epic. But whatever, the brain is not the transplant. It's the body. The brain is the control, and the body is the new thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a body transplant, not a brain transplant.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
Brain transplants don't exist, aren't real, like birds.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. You can't be like, this body's so perfect, we need to put a brain in it. That'd be weird. That's some Frankenstein shit.
But it's still a body transplant.
But what if you were doing it?
You're giving the brain a new body.
Yeah, but what if
every time?
Well, yeah, but I do think the
every
intent
time doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the intent, if you're like, I have this body, I want to put a brain in.
Yeah, it's a body transplant.
Well, that would just be a brain insertion.
Well, where did the brain come from? It had to be in another.
Who knows?
Body. It had to have be in another body, bro.
Could be an abnormal.
The brain left its original body.
You could be Crag, although Crag drives a big.
What's the fuck is Crag?
It's the big brain guy in Ninja Turtles that walks around inside the giant robot dude. And he's like, man, and you're like, whoa, dude, this is the weirdest fucking toy I've ever had in my life. It's awesome, but what is this?
Yeah, shout out Crag.
Yeah, shout out Crag.
Rocksteady and Bebop.
Holding
it. Gonna leave you out.
The shout out Foot Clan.
Shout out the Foot Clan.
Foot Clan. Not that bad.
Shredder.
If you were just like surface level Foot Clan, that would be cool as fuck. You'd like skateboard, hang out in a warehouse, play free video games,
learn ninja skills.
Yeah, get cigarettes regular.
I want to be ninja.
Don't know. Or there's like regular or menthol. Like that'd be tight. Like surface level Foot Clan would have been a pretty sweet gig. It's like getting deep into the clan. That would have been a little much. Like I wouldn't be doing like the fights and wearing like masks and shit. Even though the mask was tight.
I would.
I'd probably steal someone's mask.
I'd be coming for Shredder. I'd be the Prigozhin of the Foot Clan.
Okay, sure.
I'd have like my little mini fiefdom of Foot Clan.
Shout out Oroku Saki, aka Shredder. Let's go.
Alright, let's move on to the current events. I did read all of these. I was surprised that this article, our first article about the Pope.
Yeah, well,
speaking of Brady bitch is in Rome right now.
Of course he is. Modeling golf shirts or something, I'm sure. Shout out Braids. Braids is a good man.
When in Rome, I do it like Caesar.
When in Rome, I do it like Braids.
When in Rome, I do it
like fire ass Instagram photos in black and white.
Just me looking out into the ocean.
Nashville exposure. Yeah, so the Pope.
1977.
Yeah. Oh, big time. That's our lo-fi. Pope says some backward conservatives in the U.S. Catholic Church have replaced faith with ideology. I titled this episode "The Pope Hates You" just because it sounded ridiculous.
Well, dude, like, be careful because so this article you put in is about him talking shit about the conservatives being asked backwards. Today he celebrated Russian imperialism. So that's what I thought this article was going to be about.
Well, the Pope's all over the fucking place.
I know.
But
so the Pope hates you if you're Ukrainian, is what
the Pope hates everybody. The Pope hates everybody.
The Pope hates everybody.
Maybe it's possible.
He's supposed to be like
what
the
if he just got
to God.
What if he just got stuck with the job and was like, "Fuck"?
No, he campaigned.
Yeah, and then it didn't crack up. Be all cracked up.
He took over. There's two popes, remember?
Oh yeah, that's true.
He had to take over for the Nazi Pope.
Pope Francis has blasted the backwardsness of some conservatives in the U.S. Catholic Church, saying they've replaced faith and ideology, and that a current understanding of Catholic doctrine allows for change over time. Francis's comments were an acknowledgement of divisions in the U.S. Catholic Church, which is split between progressives and conservatives. Long found support in the doctrine papacies of St. Paul II and Benedict, what is that, the 14th, particularly on issues of abortion and same-sex marriage.
Benedict the 14th is the Nazi pope.
Is it?
Yeah.
And that's the 16th.
16th guy who called himself Benedict, because like the pope just takes the name.
Oh no, I know. Well, that's what I was trying to see. I couldn't.
I went to Catholic school. My mom's Catholic. She doesn't like the pope.
Oh, I'm sure she doesn't.
The pope is talking about like my mom.
Many conservatives have blasted. This is the second time they said blasted in this article. Emphasis and said, well, I mean, it's AP, and I'm like, come on, man, it's blasted.
No, this is AI written.
Oh, probably. Many conservative have blasted Francis' emphasis on social justice issues such as environment and the poor, while using and branding and Ericol to his opening and letting divorced and civil remarried Catholics receive sacraments. I remember that was a big deal. It's like, no, I got divorced and I got kicked out of the church. That's not fair. Because they're like, I don't want to go back, but you shouldn't be allowed back if you want to go.
Well, you're allowed to like go to church. You just can't eat the body of Christ and drink the blood of Jesus.
But if you were
or get remarried.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you could be like, I think it'd be easy to get remarried. Think about it. You'd just be hanging out at church, and you know everybody that had been divorced because they wouldn't be getting in line. So then it'd be like everybody's like, oh, okay, we're gonna go over here and do this, and you're not allowed to come. And you'd be like, hey, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Divorced? Yeah, me too. Look, I brought my own juice and crackers. You want one? She'd be like, hell yeah, let's go.
No, bro.
No,
that's not how that show. No, because you need the priests. Speaking of blasted, finger blasted.
Jesus Christ! Stop it. But this is, I think, anything that's gonna be. I mean, I think there's an issue in general when it comes to like fundamentalism and religion in general. Is it's like there is such little room for growth or progression in interpreting things.
Fundamentalism is the problem with religion writ large, like across the board. It's like if you like just when you go to like the terrorist shit that happens like with Muslims, like that's like because of the doctrine that they're preaching. It's not because of like the Quran, the Quran, like the Bible, the Torah, they all say like, love thy neighbor, be peaceful. It's like people who like pollute it.
Yeah, no, there's like, and that's where a lot of the religious extremism and religion comes from.
Exactly.
It comes from those like, there's people that are Christian and dance with rattlesnakes and get like fingers lopped off and die because they snake charm and like and shit in the backwoods like that.
Dude, I feel like you're just describing the girls I date.
But it's wild that you think that that's like a different branch of the same tree. But some branches are like pretty wild in all religions, especially when it comes to that fundamentalism. There's a whole second book about like forgiveness and like not and like being chill and like with Jesus and everything. There was a whole New Testament because the Old Testament's like pretty hardcore.
Yeah, but the Old Testament is kind of wild.
It is wild, but it's super hardcore. And there's like God seems like super angry and vengeful and spiteful, and like in a way that it's not presented in the New Testament. Like there's like, dude, that's why whenever you're a kid, then I like, oh, they'll teach you about Genesis, Noah's Ark, because there's animals, and you're like, oh, cool. Like,
I mean, if you kind of think about it, it's like because the Old Testament, it's like because like that's just how the world was just like fucking terrible for people. It's like disasters and slavery and like all sorts of shit.
No,
like,
for sure,
and you didn't know like what was gonna happen. And then Jesus brings this level of consciousness, and then it just all, but then it gets perverted as like this, like he actually brought his son down, and there's this place called heaven and hell.
Well, no, I'm not even knocking. I'm not trying to like knock the religion as a whole. I'm just saying that there's like there's different tones to it, and then it's easier to start there, and then they jump over a bunch. They get you to Jesus as quick as they can, because it's like, hey, love thy neighbor, and hey, like be nice to people, and hey,
Yeah.
you know, because if they were like, or they'd be like, oh, you know, Abraham loved God so much he was willing to sacrifice his son, and everyone's just like, wow, but like it's like that's super weird, like that's like not normal. I'd be like, hey, like Abraham, chill, dude, like chill the fuck out.
Right. There was a new understanding of what like being down with God should have been, and it's not like maybe killing your son.
Yeah, or he's like, I'm gonna flood the world. You're like, dude, you sound really angsty, dude. You gotta chill out. God's super emo in the Old Testament.
But I just want to clarify also though that they were just like saying like that Pope Francis was going to be like the liberal pope, and he's not at all, dude. So like let's not get it twisted. He like trying to move
there's
a little
only,
bit.
I'm doing Trump hands. There's only so much you can do.
Right.
Sort of the worst deals. There's only so much you can do. And these people, not good people. Everyone knows. No.
Everybody knows.
Doing this, you lose the true tradition and turn to ideologies to have support. In other words, ideologies replace faith. The vision of the doctrine of the church as a monolith is wrong, he added. When you go backwards, you make something closed off, disconnected from the roots of the church, which then has devastating effects on morality. I want to remind these people that backwardsness is useless, and they must understand that there's a correct evolution in the understanding of questions of faith and morals that allows for doctrine to progress and consolidate over time. He's talking about smaller church.
Hey. All right. Well, big ups on him.
That's just, it was just interesting. Every once in a while, he's like, hey, I feel like if fuck you're the Pope, this stuff.
If you're the Pope, you should be flexing like that, unless you're like worried about someone taking your ass out, which, I guarantee you that happens.
I think that'd be, I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? They have like trillions of dollars and like think about it, like in billions of followers. Like the power struggles that go on in that fucking place. It's insane.
I think you're more likely to get taken out trying to become Pope than you are once you become Pope.
Right. Well, it's just.
I think once you get there,
I mean, the Nazi Pope, I feel like he had to retire.
Well, yeah, as he should.
No,
but But if you could become Pope, hold it down for a bit.
Oh my god, dude!
And then quit, and then retire and quit.
I'd be like the Jude Law Pope, just like banging girls and stuff,
Jesus, that's terrible.
Is that no? I'm an adult.
You can't say that, man. The church is already in so much. You just be carrying it on.
No, everybody would be fine with it. It would be consensual.
They'd be like, "Oh, okay." Well, you would change the rules to where you could. You would change the rules.
Except for the threesomes.
You would change the rules to make it to where you could just like date.
No,
which I don't understand why they don't do it.
Well, no, I would just pull a Trump. I'd be like, I changed the rules just by thinking about it.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
And then I changed them back when I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and then when I'm not, nobody else can.
Yeah, why?
No, you would be you'd be forced to resign as well. They'd be like, get out.
And I'd be like, I'm the Pope. I can do whatever I want.
So I just wanted to talk about this topic a little bit, but this is like about tipflation. But I was just saying, it's talking about 5 times that it's okay to not tip. What's your thought on tipping? You live in Cali, so it's a different structure. That's why I'm curious.
Different structure?
Well, I mean, normally they're getting paid more. Or some places they already have gratuity included in like a way that it's not here.
Servers still get paid like a minimum wage, whereas opposed to like in the South you get paid like $2 or something.
Yeah, and then, I think it's $2.13.
$2.13. Yeah, we don't have that shit. That's wild. But no, definitely tip your server. I always tip 20% is like the right there, and then if it's better service, then maybe more, but it's hard for me to go less than 20%,
even if it's bad.
If it's really bad, I'll go less, I guess, but no tip. It has to be like just completely awful, like somebody's got to die or something. But like that's
I'm not tipping you, that guy just died.
That's at a restaurant.
What kind of a place is this?
Um,
You got people dying over here.
takeout, I believe, like tipping, but I'll go like 15% on that.
Yeah, you got to tip. If you do takeout, especially if they can see if you've already tipped or not.
Oh yeah,
Or, like, for me, I mean, I feel like I tip 20% at least no matter what. I just try to like,
me too,
put
me
that
too.
out in the
But both
universe.
of
It's a
you,
good,
like
like,
you work
karma.
in the industry. That's all I did, like for like my 20s. It was working in that industry. Or from 16 was my first job till 26, so
Yeah,
for a decade.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and you're an asshole if you're not doing it. But no, like the what the article's talking about is like when you go to Starbucks and they flip the fucking thing over to like add a tip, or when you're
Mm.
just like yeah, just like over the counter stuff. And I pride myself in just being a never tipper on that because it's like fuck you. Like this is already expensive. Why am I tipping you? No. And then okay, so this is where I might get caught. Like, as being like, because right now, like I check all the boxes, like, tip, tip even when in doubt, except for like in those situations. But when Uber first started, I always try to tip like it was like a taxi, like give them cash. And they're like, oh no, we can't take it, we can't take it. But that was back when they were getting like 70% of it, like the fare.
Yeah.
And then I so many times got turned down from tipping, and then when they added the tip feature, I was like, fuck you. And so like I'll tip on Uber Eats, but on like a Uber I don't usually tip.
Okay, that's fair.
But I because I tried for a year and then they didn't let me.
And now if you offered them cash, they'd be like, yeah, man, yeah, I'm going to turn my camera off real quick.
Yeah.
Turn off my dash cam. Yeah. See, I like to use my cash to tip. So if I ever have cash, which is almost never, that's whenever I'll be like, oh, I'm like $5
Also,
here,
yeah, also I forgot, like, and then if you see somebody doing like a really really good job, I like to go like personally tip them like a lot.
like an old white guy. Here's an extra 20 for you, son. You did really good today, and I really
Yeah,
really
because you want to
appreciate you.
encourage that shit.
No, that's fair. I think we're about 20 years off from doing that, but I'm glad you're
No,
getting
I've
that.
done that.
I know. I'm glad you're getting a head start on it. No, I'll tip hella fat if service is good, food's good, everything's great. I'll tip
Yeah,
stupid good because I don't like go out to eat that much. So if I do, I like to make sure I'm taking care of the people. And there's some places like counter service where you want to, like if I go to Chipotle or Freebirds or something, and it's always the same people working when I go, I'm gonna make sure I tip because then I get that extra little free scoop of meat or that extra guac off the
you guys got a
bill.
free birds out there?
Yeah, we do. It's right next to where the old California Pizza Kitchen used to be,
That's funny.
which is still empty.
I was
It's
originally out of Santa Barbara.
what, Freebirds?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
yeah, it was like the only one was in Santa Barbara, and then they made one like closer to LA, and then I guess now it's worldwide.
Well, there was one in Austin. There's been one in Austin
I could
for
I could see that yeah,
and that's where everybody says Freebirds is better than Chipotle. I think that's open for debate because Chipotle is pretty good.
Freebird's pretty good too.
But
I
yeah,
think it's better than Chipotle for
open
sure.
bar events, like open bar event. If there is one, I'm gonna tip once. It's like when I go to Vegas. If I go to Vegas, I get waters, I'll get Red Bull, and I just do shots. So if I'm playing craps, I'm like, oh, let me get a shot of something. Do a shot and get a little water bottle, and I'll tip the lady like $20, $25,
What?
because
For
then
a shot?
well, it's free. But then
I know,
but
but
when
that's
I'm
still a lot. I do
but
like
but
$2.
but whenever I'm no, because I only tip her once, and I might sit there and play for like
Oh,
2.5 hours, but she'll always come back and ask me first because I've given her a fat fucking tip. So you
gotcha.
start off with a big tip up front, and they'll always come back. Even whenever you see them 2 days later, if you're in Vegas for 3 days, they'll still come back because they're like, oh yeah, that's that dude that hooked me up and gave me a fat fucking tip yesterday
Gotcha.
or the day before. So that's like, and then whenever they
They
come
call that
by,
nesting.
and then they'll be like, hey, like, do you want something? You're just like, yeah, can I just get a water? And they're like, yeah, sure. And that's whenever you don't want booze, which is the whole purpose of her being there. She'll just bring you waters or bring you a Red Bull. Be like, yeah, let me grab a Red Bull. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it. Because I tip, because I'm not being like, oh, let me get Jack and Coke, Jack and Coke, Jack and Coke. I'm like, oh, let me get a shot of Fireball and some water. She's like, okay.
All right.
$30. Ah, it works, man. It
I
works.
believe you. I don't know what you're like. Did you read this article that you got on the next one?
Which one?
The AI is a conspiracy.
Well, it was just I just wanted to discuss the topic. These are more things. I'm trying to keep it light. We've been doing so much Trump shit, so much stuff that's been. These are more like open for discussion topics.
Right, but I mean, like I read this whole article and it's just like basically saying that AI is ripe for conspiracy theories, but it doesn't have any AI conspiracy theories.
I mean, I didn't finish the whole thing, so
I
no.
read the whole thing and it was just like AI
Well, what do you?
is like is because there's going to be conspiracy theories involving AI and
Well, what
we
starts
should be
them?
prepared for that.
What starts them?
It's just like the fact that people don't know like stuff about AI, so it's ripe for conspiracy. Or no, like what it does, what the article was saying is like um, that AI can be used for conspiracies because how ChatGPT like will give like you ask it a question, it'll give like a complicated answer and like a really like succinct like sounding like a human way, and then it's not always correct, you know.
So
So
you're
then the conspiracy theory does that. It takes a complicated issue and it gives you like a very like simple answer of what actually happened, and that's how AI is what the article was saying.
I wonder. I've never done it, but I wonder what happened if you started asking Chat GBT about conspiracy theories.
It would be like I'm a chatbot. I don't know.
Well, no, it'd probably try to give you information, right? That's what it's supposed to do.
Right.
So if you asked it about conspiracy theories, wouldn't it give you like a Cliff Notes synopsis of
I don't know,
conspiracy?
dude. I tried to ask it for therapy questions again today, and it was worse than the last time. It's bad.
Really?
Yeah. It's the same question. If you were a superhero, what superhero would you be? Or superpower would you have? If you could go out to dinner with any celebrity, it's like, come on, what are we doing?
Well,
I
it's
thought you
like
were
we're all.
like super intelligent.
It's all surface level shit. That's because it's just
Well,
like
I know, but it's the same questions every time. It can't get out of its own way. It's eating itself.
like
Like you're not gonna be able to like fucking like AI like any like college essay because it's just gonna all sound the exact same. Like it's gonna be like obvious reading it like to a 3-year old that it was made by AI because it said blasted twice in the article. You know what I'm saying? Like I just heard about this like Gannett, this big ass newspaper company tried to hire me. Holler at your boy. Uh, Former investor, holler at your boy. But it has a bunch of local papers, and what it did was use AI to do the high school sports rap, and it used the same joke, a close encounter of the athletic kind in like 105 different cities across the country, about a high school basketball game. So they had to shut it down. They're like, okay, it had one joke.
one joke.
Yeah. But it was like, but then like the person was reading the article and it's just like, it's just repeating itself throughout the article. It's like the high school, says the high schools twice, like the score twice.
What if that's what if AI is just here to try to make us dumb? It's not. What if AI
Well, all it
is
is just using data that we've already given it, that we've already created. So if it is dumb, what do they call it? Like a dumb in, dumb out, like
but it's
bad
only but
input,
it's
bad output.
but now it's like become so watered down. You're not even getting any of the funny dumb stuff. You're just getting stupid dumb stuff.
Right, because it's none of it's original.
It's like went from like, oh well, I'm Sydney, and I'm gonna kick your door down, and like,
And I'm gonna get an infectious disease going, a novel coronavirus going,
yeah,
and
I'm gonna infect you with
I'm gonna
the
fuck your wife.
Jesus.
That's what it said, basically.
I'm Sydney. I'm gonna give you cyber herp.
It said I'm gonna fuck your husband. That's what it said.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Yeah.
It went from that to being like, "What's your? If you were a dog, how big would your ears be?"
Yeah, I think
You're
the
like,
first one,
"What?
the first one was if you could
Huge,
have any pet as a
obviously.
sidekick. Yeah.
I'd have huge.
Huge.
I'd have huge dog ears. That's what kind of a question is that? It's simple.
Yeah, because it
But
feels good when they get rubbed. and you could means you could hear well.
Yeah, you have super hearing. It'd be
Yeah.
great to get scratched.
Hell yeah.
They'd flop whenever you would run, and they'd be like bouncy. That'd be cool.
Somebody told me that a dog, when they get their ears scratched, it's like they take ecstasy. Like it's the same chemical process.
That's a little ridiculous. That's
I was like, dude, I'd be addicted to it if I was like,
that's
I
something like
was
that's
like,
something like that sounds like the Wook that's hanging outside the Grizz concert downtown would say. Yeah,
the
man.
look.
Yeah, the Wook. But you know what a Wook is? Like the
Yeah, I do.
yeah, it's like something a Wook would say. Yeah, man. Whenever you scratch a dog's ears, it's like the same chemical process as ecstasy, man. It's like, man, if I could be a dog, man, I'd have big old floppy ears, man. You like fish, dude? Oh fuck, I dropped my needle. Like that's like get out of here.
No, they do a bunch of whippets, the fish guys, right?
Oh, well, the fish people
Or
do.
the Grateful Dead, Grateful Dead, one or
Dude,
the other. They
they're
do whippets
dude. There
and
is
other shit.
bro. There is this bar in Denver that I don't know. I think I've talked to you about this. So there was like
Was it a Wook bar?
yeah, it was like a fish bar. There was like
Like a Wookie?
there was, but it was like a drug den Wook bar. That was, I think I've talked about it before, but there was like this place called Good Times that was open super late, and it
Oh
was
yeah,
like
yeah,
being,
yeah.
but this is it was called Sancho's Broken Arrow, I believe. It's
God
called
damn.
Sancho's, dude. And I mean,
You know what a broken arrow is?
it was the grungiest place, and the lights were always off, so it was super dark. There, and it was just like full of hippie, deadhead, like fish kids, just like wandering around, like walking around some gross ass bar with no shoes on. That have good live music, like Sunday nights or something. But that was the little hippie drug den that was across the street from where like Kesha would have a concert or wherever the fuck at the Fillmore. They were right across the street from each other, so people would leave and they'd be like, "Hey man, like come on in. You want acid, man?" You're like, "Get out of here." It was like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yes, the answer is yes.
No, not at Sancho's. No way, man.
Sancho's broken arrow.
You might go in there and then you come out.
Shout out.
You
Start
come
calling your
out.
boys.
You come out like 50 years older, looking like those guys, and you're like, "Whoa, man!
Hell yeah.
Where'd my life go, man?"
It was a trip, bro.
Think like, oh, dude, no, thanks.
AI is a conspiracy.
Hey, maybe it is a conspiracy. Maybe it's all a conspiracy. Maybe it's not even real. Maybe it's just one person, and they're just
When people
copying,
say- when-
pasting
when
responses. Just like he's just stressed out, and so many people are using it. They drop premium, and he's like, "Fuck."
He's solely responsible for the Adderall shortage.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. This fucker. He's just like shooting up EpiPens, trying to keep his heart going.
Is
so he
it
can type.
Vivek Ramaswamy? Because he's out there sounding like Chat GBT.
Shit, come on. That was so funny. This guy over here sounds like
Is that racist?
like fucking Chat GBT. Fucking. What's really funny is half of the people up there, actually most of them, when they talk to him or talk about him, they're all so like dancing the line of being racist. The only thing that's stopping them from saying something racist is the fact that he's like on stage in front of them. Because the moment he's not around, they start saying wild shit.
You don't need a rookie.
Yeah, we don't need some goddamn rookie. And you're just like, chill out, Christy. Like you shut down a bridge to prove
No,
a
that was
point.
Pence.
Oh, that was Pence's.
Pence was real upset.
Pence is angry.
Who put this boy right
Yeah,
next to
like
me?
he looks. Yeah, that.
This brown boy.
And then no, it was Christy who called him Chat GBT.
Yeah.
But it was they
Pence
all
was like, we don't need some on-the-job training.
all of them were just like so
Upset that he's
upset
on
and
stage.
disgusted. Obviously, he's a moron.
Nikki Haley almost wanted to be racist, and she forgot she was Indian too.
No, but she kind of mom slammed him.
Oh,
Yeah. She mom slammed him, so she did it like in like a way that you're okay, like touche. That was pretty good. So she earned points for that. But all the old white guys are just
all
like,
the old heads.
God damn it! Who is this motherfucker? And look how perfect his hair is. And he's just like, hey, we're gonna have fun. They're like, oh, this
We're gonna have fun, guys.
Pence is like, where's my warm milk?
Let me tell you about giving all of Ukraine to Russia.
Well, Pence left the
I'm
stage.
I'm gonna pardon Donald Trump.
No, Pence got off the stage and was like, "Mother, I have a
Give me the warm
problem.
milk. Get the milk warm.
Yeah, warm the milk. I'm so bad. Tonight
I'm
was
gonna cry a
bad."
lot tonight.
Even though he did a pretty good job, but yeah, I've just noticed
No, he
that.
didn't, dude. He like talked the way he talks, like he's like, I put my hand on Ronald Reagan's Bible
Oh well, yeah,
because I
that's
believe it, because I believe in this country. It's like, shut the. Nobody talks like that, you fucking idiot, and nobody cares about Ronald Reagan's Bible. What did he do? What? Get the fuck out of here. And also, I just want to mention real quick. They started it off with that Richmond, north of Richmond.
oh yeah. Then that guy was like, "Hey
That
man,
guy was like, I was talking about you guys on the stage.
yeah, I was talking about y'all.
Not even Biden.
Yeah, not even. There's nothing to do with Biden. So sorry about that.
It was specifically Mike Pence
Oh yeah.
and Ron DeSantis.
Oh yeah, it was definitely DeSantis. It's like, oh, and those guys, those
DeSantis
men.
is like, I'm south of Richmond because I took geography.
Yeah. Well,
Darn it.
I loved that. Whenever they pull it up on a map, you're like, yeah, like DC's like 50 miles from Virginia, like where, like north of Richmond, Virginia. It's not that far.
Right.
It's like uber close.
Yeah.
Literally, you could take an Uber there.
It was in Richmond, like the head of the Confederacy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Well, you
So,
know.
let's
what are you
start
gonna
off.
do?
What a dumb debate, like beginning thing. Like they're like, oh, you know what? Let's bring up this song, and then have people. What if like DeSantis is like,
Eminem
like
gave.
starts to, he really critiques the music. He's like, like the somberness of the guitar, I thought like really brought out like the message of the lyrics. Is that what like they were asking them about? Or
Yeah.
what?
Like the #1 song on the charts.
Ah.
And that guy, that guy was like sitting, hanging out with his like hens and shit, just being chill in the woods. Like, God damn it. Shit. I knew it was a problem when the racist guy on the other lot, 10 miles away, loved my song. I knew it was a problem. Yeah, did you see that Eminem also gave the old Viv a cease and desist for using his song because he raps Lose Yourself? He was
that's
like,
funny.
He's like, yeah, stop that.
Everybody told him to stop that. Even as a white guy who loves to rap, I'd say stop
I
that.
think that's pretty cool that you could tell someone to stop.
But just yeah.
When Twisted Sister was like,
No, like, cause Trump would try to pick up songs all the time. They're like, no, like, you do not.
but I thought it was weird some of his song selections. Like Twisted Sister is like a rock band with a bunch of dudes that cross dress like women.
Yeah, but he also does YMCA.
Yeah.
Trump does.
Well, that's but that's him being like, yeah. But that's him being just like completely out of touch and old. That's when they were like, all gay people are like the village people. Like that's
Yeah.
Like
Well, they are. They are.
Well, no, but I'm saying is that back in that day, someone like Donald Trump's like, see, no one has any issues with gay people. The YMCA and the village people are popular, and that was like,
Right. Well, because he's a New York liberal.
yeah, they're like, oh, there's not racism anymore. There's a black
Hillary Clinton
there's a
was
black
at his wedding.
quarterback. There's a black quarterback. His name is Randall Cunningham. We love black people. Look at him. They let him play on TV.
And then he gets
Like,
booed
what?
because he's from New York and
What was
Randall
it?
Cunningham plays for Philly.
And you're like, what, Grandpa?
Donald Trump doesn't get sports, even though he tried to buy a football league.
Yeah, that is true.
All right. So speaking of sports, do you want to talk about this article?
Yeah,
or?
I just was watching.
So I read this article, but I
This
only
isn't even
like
an article. This is just the Wikipedia.
oh, the Wikipedia.
Page.
I mean, I read the Wikipedia. So
No, you're good. I just finished watching the fucking
So is there a
documentary, on
documentary? Yeah.
HBO called BS High.
yeah.
And it's about Bishop Sycamore, which is this famous football team that was from Columbus, Ohio. And it wasn't even really a school. They played on ESPN against IMG, which is
What you know about that? We used to do that.
which is a Florida prep school that was recently bought by a subsidiary for $1.25 billion. Literally, this school, these prep schools and shit is like total scam shit. But they advertised as like a school with classes, got a bunch of kids to go to their school, but there was no school. They were moving from hotel to hotel. This guy was writing hot checks left and right. This guy, Roy Johnson, who was the head coach, and ended up playing IMG on national television and getting destroyed. And everybody was like, dude, what is this team? Who the fuck are these people? And that's basically what got them caught, is the fact that once everybody saw them playing,
because they had like the fifth hardest schedule in all of high school football. So they're
fourth
like
hardest.
booking
Yeah, they're the fourth
fourth hardest.
hardest. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're like booking all of these like big time games, but their team is trash. And then they find out they do like a little bit of investigating, and they find out that there is no school, and the whole thing was a scam from the jump.
Yeah.
So it's a football team posing as a school
Yeah, they. Yeah, well, I
to
mean,
to like make money.
well, no, he wasn't even making money. So his whole thing was like, I want to get these kids a better opportunity and give them the opportunity to play football and go to college. But the school never even really existed. It was all like bullshit. But somehow he bullshitted his way into playing on national television, and he got the guy from Gridiron Prep to come up with a football schedule that he was like, it's one of the best schedules I've ever created. Da, da, da. And they were playing like St. Aquinas. They were playing schools from Texas, all over the place. And IMG is one of the best schools in the country. And they're out of Florida. And they played them on TV, and they got destroyed. They lost all 6 of their games in 2020, but yet their lack of success did not hinder their ability to schedule marquee games against elite preparatory and high schools. The televised game of IMG was the second time they had played the school, following a similar 56-6 loss in 2020. So they didn't even say that in the documentary. They played them twice.
Yeah.
56-6, and they would lie and be like, "Oh, we have all these D1 athletes, and we're the school." And they were getting people that weren't even there. They had JUCO players, kids who played junior college football, people who'd graduated high school already, going out and playing and getting destroyed. You had like
People could get hurt.
You had like they did. They played IMG, and
saying.
they showed
So
some.
why is he doing this to these people? What's happening?
It was sad to see the end. Just how
Was he trying to make money?
I guess his thing was like, oh, I want to help these kids. He's a scammer, man. You gotta watch.
But you said he doesn't make money.
Well, he was hoping that they could start getting outside funding. So he's like, oh, we beat IMG, we win some of these games, we're on TV.
So like build it, and they will fund.
Yeah, outside investors will start giving us money, and then we can actually pay for the shit that we were saying we have. But it never existed. They never practiced.
HBO, you're welcome. Could have build it, and they will fund.
They never practiced.
Why?
Because they were living in hotels. They were these players were stealing shit for Walmart. But they started out Christians of Faith Academy first, and he would have these churches be like, "Yeah, we'll join up with you. We like the idea." And then he'd just start writing like checks in their fucking name for like $8 or $9 grand, and they were like, "Yo, dude," and then people would end their. He'd be like, "Oh, they'll pay that," and the churches are like, "Nah, dude, I'm not paying for this shit," and so he had 35 lawsuits filed against him for like unpaid hotel fees.
Yeah, that's like a Tuesday for Trump.
He ripped like a paintball place off that they were in this documentary. They ripped him off for like $800 or something like that. It was like, wrote him a hot check. He would go to Kinko's and print hot checks. Go to games with no medical trainers. So there was this one kid blew his knee out, and the medical trainer was his mom, and they're like, and this is on TV, and the people are like, hey, like, where's your medical training staff? They're like, oh, we don't have any. And ESPN's like, yeah, get out there. So they were definitely not in the documentary. But then that place went under Youth Build. Bishop Sycamore tried to associate with Youth Build Columbus Community School. However, when Bishop Sycamore tried to promote themselves as a working Youth Build decided to part ways, eventually sent a cease and desist letter to Bishop Sycamore. The two organizers are not affiliated. People were doing that, posting it on their websites. So we have nothing to do with Bishop Sycamore. And somehow they still play it on TV. It's so wild. It's crazy. This dude's got 300,000 plus in like fines and penalties and pending lawsuits and all sorts of stuff. But they were able to operate for 2.5 seasons before they got caught.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if like the pandemic has anything to do with that. It's like maybe like starting up a school, like get like a small business loan or whatever it is,
No,
the
no, he had.
PPP.
Oh, he was taking PP. He had the kids taking out PPP loans.
Oh, see, I didn't even see this documentary, but that makes sense, dude. There's money everywhere.
So, yeah, during COVID, there's a lot of
I wish I took out
cancellations.
some PPP
So,
fucking
stemming
loans,
from
goddamn it.
cancellations, they were able to land matches against marquee teams needing to fill their schedules. They went 0 and 6 and were outscored 227 to 42. Their schedule consisted of high school powerhouses, Washington School, McCallie, and St. Edward's, St. Agnes, and IMG Academy. That's insane. Yeah, Leroy Johnson or Roy Johnson. So he got arrested. Then they lost 58 to nothing. There was like a bunch of people. There was like 2 or 3 people that got hurt. Their starting quarterback got hurt. A lineman tore his ACL. Another person tore the ACL. And they were playing against this like high school academy football team, and they were just getting like beat up. Some of these people were like 21, 22.
Who are getting hurt?
Dude, you have to watch the documentary.
I will. I will.
This guy's a psychopath. You watch it. Leroy Johnson
Leroy Johnson.
is a fucking
We need a middle name, dude.
Leroy
Like, so he
Jenkins.
could be like a full serial killer.
Oh, where is it?
Leroy Jenkins.
No, it's
Johnson.
Leroy Johnson Jr.
There you go.
Leroy Johnson Jr.
We need the third name there. Yeah, full serial killer.
Yeah, he said it was legitimate. He was never gonna leave that program. He says he's not gonna.
Oh
take
yeah, I read
it.
that part. Yeah, that's on the Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
He's never gonna leave the program. He's gonna have a say no matter what. Like, why is the program still around? I don't understand it.
But if you haven't seen it, I suggest y'all all go watch it. It's on
BSI,
HBO
it's
or
perfect too. That
HBO.
it's called BS
Yeah, HBO or HBO Max or
Max. It's just called Max now.
Cinemax or HBO Go. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
HBO.
David Zaslav changed it to Max.
But yeah, y'all.
Fucking moron. Let's wrap it up. Shout out. That was good. Great.
And just in Trump news,
Oh yeah.
court date set
Mark Meadows, keep your butthole tight.
March 4th. Well, Mark Meadows just testified
Testify for 5 hours.
and flipped supposedly, flippity doodad, and provided like text messages and stuff where he's like being directed from Trump supposedly, allegedly. We'll see.
It's not going well
No, they're all fucked, man.
for them. Yeah, they're fucked.
They're fucked.
That's what happens when you try to take over the United States.
Yep. So we'll see. And they're saying that Trump might be disqualified because of the 14th Amendment.
He is.
And then what's going to happen is there's going to be a Democratic state where they refuse to put him on the ballot, and that's going to trigger a lawsuit.
To go to the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court, a bunch of originalists are going to read it, and they're gonna be like, yeah, you're right, you can't. And then it's just going to be like, oh, abolish the Supreme Court. And then it's a real civil war, baby. Allegedly.
Oh, Jesus.
This is not Steve Bannon's war room.
Do you got any words of wisdom?
Meditate,
for us?
bitches.
Oh, okay. Well, you heard it here first. Meditate. Heard it here first.
Namaste.
First and last. Namaste.
Motherfuck.
Well, y'all be good. Stay safe. And real quick, we had somebody that we grew up with who recently passed. Not going to get into details. Not going to drop names or anything like that. But it was super sad. And, you know, that this person went through a lot at the end. And, you know, we've had the unfortunate luck of having a lot of people that we've known and care about lose them way too early. So just make sure y'all are taking care of yourselves honestly and being good to each other, and be there for your friends and listen if they need help and support. Like, be there for those people. You never really know what someone's going through until they tell you about it, or if you're like ignoring the signs and they don't tell you about it, you might find out when it's too late. So just check on your people, make sure people are good. You know, like I said, I'm not going to get too into details, but it's just, you know, it's kind of fucked my head up for the past like week. So, and then we were talking about it before we went live, and I was kind of updating you about all the information. And then it's, you know, this is a great show. I kind of needed it because it's just, you know, nice to chit chat. It's been a fucked up couple of days for me, but Nah, man, just take care of y'all. Take care of each other and take care of yourselves. Honestly, that's super, super important.
Shout out.
Yeah. Well, y'all be good. Stay safe. Brush your teeth. Go fuck yourselves.
Recording stopped.
Later.
Later.